What's up, everybody? Oakland Cali, Fremont High. I graduated from this high school back in the day. Monster Jam is working with OPD. No texting while driving. We have JP here. He's gonna give you a little bit about his background and the first Latino film themed truck in Monster Jam history. Dude, how you doing, man?
I'm doing well, thank you.
All right, tell a little bit about yourself and your background.
Well, I just, like any other kid, a lot of bike riding, skateboarding, and all that fun stuff. I turned into a stuntman working for the movie and television industry. I still actually do that.
Okay.
And that was kind of my transfer over into being able to drive a Monster Jam truck. Essentially, it's my car driving ability or craziness, if you want to call it, whatever you want to call it. But
how crazy?
It's definitely an ability.
Yeah.
Like we're not just getting behind the wheel of a car and winging it, where it's actually very, very precise movements that we're making, and that's part of what stunt driving is for movies and television, and that's actually what we do for Monster Jam as well, because these vehicles that we're driving for Monster Jam are much more powerful than a regular car, much heavier. And we need to be even more precise with one of these vehicles so we don't cause damage or injury to anybody around us.
Right. Now let's just talk about, have you rolled over yet? 'Cause a lot of trucks we see roll over. How do you prepare to be safe in this type of truck?
Right. They do roll over. It is kind of a high center of gravity. Most trucks are designed the exact same way, but we are jumping them 30 feet in the air and doing ridiculous things. We're driving over regular sized cars, and that in itself is enough to roll you over. So that's where your skill comes in. The safety measures that Monster Jam takes for our trucks and for the fans and for the people that work the event are very, very intense. As far as the truck is concerned, we're set up very similar to what a NASCAR setup is.
Right,
we have a custom-built seat that only fits my body, 5-point harness. We have helmets, obviously, and then we also have a head restraint, such as a Hans or an R3 device, which is the same. Similar devices are used in most all motorsports.
Right.
So as far as the driver safety is concerned, there's a lot that goes on there. And then Monster Jam takes it even a step above. A lot of times when we come down from a jump that's 30 feet in the air, it rattles our cage. Regardless of how tight we are in our seat, it really, you feel the effects.
Right.
And if there were any time that something were to happen with me, maybe I accidentally get knocked out or my seatbelts aren't tight enough and I do knock myself out, there's what we call a remote ignition interrupter. It's an RII system. And what that does is the track officials have what essentially is like a walkie-talkie. And if they feel that I'm getting too close to the building or in an area that I shouldn't be or something's wrong, they feel something's wrong, what they do is they key that radio, and what that does is it interrupts the ignition system in our trucks, which means it shuts it off. It shuts off all power going to the engine.
Okay.
So that's like the ultimate last minute, ditch effort to stop the vehicle or slow it down.
Right.
We're talking 1,500 horsepower. So when you've got 1,500 horsepower going, it just wants to go.
That was the next question. How many horses under this?
Yeah, 1,500, and we're pushing 66-inch tires. As soon as that tire hits anything, it just wants to grab and go. So it's pretty fun.
Yeah, I've driven a 480, but it's nothing like this. Now, dude, how proud are you to have the first Latino themed truck in the whole nation as far as Monster Jam?
Yeah, it's pretty exciting. They've had El Toro Loco, which is another kind of Spanish oriented truck. But this truck here, El Diablo, was the first one that they came up with that specifically is designed to target the Hispanic community and bring them into what Monster Jam is. And I'm pretty honored about it. I mean, it makes me feel really good. I like to bring what we do to the table to everybody and be able to explain it to those kids and adults that don't speak English. And
yes.
There are a lot of Spanish-speaking only people around us all over the world, and they love Monster Jam just like everybody else does.
Oh yeah.
So to be able to be at a pit party or talk to a little kid and if somebody doesn't know the language, if we go to a country and we don't know their language, we're very reserved and we're very kind of closed off a little bit because we don't know how to speak to them.
Right.
Well, I see that when they're coming through my signature line or coming to the pit party and stuff, so I start to reach out to them, and it's great to see their eyes light up and they realize, oh my God, I can understand this guy. Yeah. And so it's great, and it makes them open up, makes them ask questions, and makes them more involved in what Monster Jam is and what Monster Jam brings to the table.
Right, it's like something that looks like them, sounds like them. Oh, I can relate to this cat here.
Exactly.
Perfect. Man, we know you got a lot of stuff to do. Like I said, we're proud you came to Fremont High School, Oakland, Cali. Yeah, this one. Last question, texting and driving.
Right.
You're here for that, okay.
Yeah. That's a pretty dangerous thing. I think in all honesty, everybody is guilty of it. I know I am for sure. I've had a couple really close calls where I could have, totaled my truck, not my monster truck, but my actual personal vehicle, and created quite a bit of damage to somebody else or myself. And unfortunately, it takes one of those super close calls that gets your adrenaline pumping. You're like, oh my God, I can't believe I almost got in a huge accident, to make you realize that you shouldn't do it. But you know what? Nowadays, there's a lot of measures that can take place in the new technology of phones. There's the Bluetooth situation, an earpiece, or even most vehicles now have Bluetooth integrated in the car. And it's a great way to stop your actual fingers on your phone looking at your screen, because that's what causes the accidents.
Yeah.
So I just urge everybody, phone calls and texting, try to use all the measures that have been put in place to make it safer. And that's all your devices, your earpieces, the systems in the vehicles. I literally took the sound system out of my truck and put in one with a Bluetooth device that was built in, so that it would be easier to deal with all that stuff, because I do deal with a lot of phone calls and texting. So, and if you're in a very texting scenario where you got to do it, pull off to the side of the road. I've done that before, where now you can concentrate solely on the text, and then you don't have to worry about, endangering your life or anybody else's. So it's just keep it safe, keep yourself alive, really. Too many deaths happen in vehicles. Why be the next statistic?
A lot of loved ones will miss you.
Absolutely.
JP, bro, thanks a lot. JP, can you guys give him some love here? Thank you.